Okay. Okay, how many of you have come? You can give your attendance. Just say present, sir, on your name. Then don't run away. I'll ask you a question in between. Okay. 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 So we are doing this project. This topic on software project management. Okay. So how many of you have come in? Let me check. Okay. I can see Tabor is there. Riba Rani. Okay. Balang Rani is there. Baya Swamika. Okay. Fine. Okay. I'll start the class. Now, yesterday I have given you one example of what we call was you're planning for something like again, huh? Suppose you're planning for a picnic. Okay. Now, when you plan something, planning is very important because when we plan something, what we want to do is we want to use our resources. Okay, that means our resources are something like we have a time, we have we don't say people, we have something like man power. So when you want to plan for something like a picnic here, so we want to arrange a picnic, that means we want to use our resources, that means time, what is the manpower, how much finance we have, and based on that we make a plan. So if we don't make a plan properly, it is very likely chance that it will be unsuccessful. Okay, that's the basic saying about planning. Now software also the same thing happens in software also. If they don't make a proper plan, then there is a lot of chance that it is going to be a failure. Now while going picnic, the one of the most the toughest part here is some people may not have seen the picnic spot. Is it they have not seen the picnic spot? So in software also what happens, it is very difficult to manage things which we haven't seen. Now don't write in exam that it is about a picnic spot. Okay, you have to write in terms of software. Now something which is invisible is very difficult to control. Okay, the first topic itself says the software is itself invisible, because till the final product is developed and we see the final design, we cannot say anything about that. So invisibility is one factor which makes software project management one of the toughest part. Okay, so which I have already done. Now other points are also there. We'll see on the slides. Nice, usually the slides. Okay, usually the manager responsible for this one of the first thing is we saw what yesterday is invisibility, because it remain invisible and it's on the process of development, very difficult. Changeability, software always changes. One line of code changes today, another line of program changes tomorrow, somebody else will come with a new line. Okay, and frequently it is changing, and especially in the later part of the project it is changing, it becomes more difficult. Third is complexity. We have different type of programs, we have so many functions inside the program, then we have data which is coupled, then we have the network where the file sharing is been happening, there are concurrent transitions which you have seen in databases. So that makes the things more complex. Uniqueness, every software is unique. Okay, we cannot compare this one at any past software and just copy paste and do, that is very difficult. Okay, even two apps of the, you must have seen two same apps of the same games are different, is it? If you're something, you're playing like a Ludo King or you're playing a chess game, you see two different apps developed by two different persons in the chess. No, the basic rules are same, but the outlet, the design, the way they work, the music, the background sounds, it's different. Now tolerance is in mechanical things. If you have a nut bolt, you can just oil and grease and push it. Okay, in mechanical engineering, but in computer engineering that will not happen. So if you have two functions, each of them are accepting two different integers and return one integer, then they'll have to accept integer it and cannot return float. That means what it is, working is within the tolerance level. Okay, then the team orientation in intellectual works is also a problem. Many people will come with different ideas. Okay, and as the team goes ahead, they'll find do research in the same project. Somebody will view somebody's code and try to say that this is something a problem in your code. Okay, so that is teamwork is also a problem. Now there is a broad responsibility of a project manager. Now this is the one of the most easiest job to do, they say. Okay, now project manager has two type of things, one is the planning, another one is the control. Okay, so I'll just give you a pause here for 2 minutes. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Any questions if you have? Okay, Tibor is telling, sir, is it possible to increase the volume a bit? Okay, Tibor, I'm increasing the volume for you. Okay, fine. Am I audible now? Tibor, am I audible now? Just tell. Okay, no questions. Sorry, Balang is studying. Okay, fine. I'll start. I hope. It's telling me, sir, I can't hear you. Okay, let me check my own volume here. Just wait. Okay. Yeah, I think. Yeah, for others, is the audio clear? Okay. Crow says it's more or less. Okay, that means I'll have to be more louder. I'll have to. This is not a live classroom. Okay, fine. This is not a real concrete classroom. Okay, like I'm shouting now. Okay, now I think I'll be audible. Now you'll have to reduce your volume. Okay, fine. I'll go ahead. Okay. Now I think it'll be clear. Yeah. Okay. Now we see this one. Project manager task in managing the project is broadly classified into two things. One is called as planning, another one is monitoring and control. Now this is one of the most easiest job description, okay, because the responsibility of manager is very high. It is invisible activities like he'll have to build moral of the team. The manager has to build the moral of the team. Then it has to get highly visible to the customer's presentation, whatever we make. Then most managers also take responsibilities for proposal writing, cost estimation, scheduling, project staffing, tailoring, project mentoring and control, so many things. So this is one of the most heaviest job for this one. Then you'll have to do, if there is any risk, you'll have to do work for the risk. Then you'll have to do a report writing and presentation, interfering with the clients, check with the customers whether they are happy or not. Okay, so based on this one, so many things the project manager does, right, from writing report, from proposal to everything. We broadly classify this into two different categories. One is the planning, another one is called the monitoring and control. Okay, now planning. Now planning is undertaken immediately after the feasibility study phase is completed. That means once it is seen that the project can be done, they start planning. Now most project planning estimating does several characteristics of a project, and then based on these estimates, okay, that means whenever they make any type of planning, this is based on several estimates. Okay, let us see those estimates. However, for effective planning, in addition to walk through knowledge of the various estimation techniques, now in this case what happens is whenever they do planning, the first word comes here is what we call as something called as an, okay, say for example, if you are planning for the same thing which I topic I give you, a planning for a picnic. Okay, so the first thing comes to mind is something like an, if it is done, that means fine, the feasibility study is conducted on this one, on picnic. So we say that okay, we want to go for a picnic, so we conducted a feasibility study. Now feasibility study here will be something like financial feasibility. If we talk, say each of us will contribute 300, so all of them they are ready. Some say it's less, some they say more. Finally, okay, fine, it is okay, that means it is economically feasible. Now some may say that that picnic spot is not good, that means that is issues comes like social feasibility. We'll not discuss that. Now once this feasibility study is done, okay, fine, it is feasible, done, let's go. Next thing what we do is estimate. Now start making an estimate. How much will be the cost for buses, how much will be the cost for the food price, the travel, okay, and other items. So in this case, whenever the project planning is done, the first thing comes in mind for a project manager is the estimate. Now when they estimate, they have different type of models of estimation. Okay, we'll see this models now. The following attributes which are considered in whenever we do an estimation is the cost, how much it is going to cost to go for a picnic. That means how much does it cost for a product. Definition, how long is it going to take to develop the product. That means the duration, effort, how many team do we need, how many resources we need. Scheduling. After all necessary project parameters have been estimated, schedule for manpower and other resources to be developed. So this is a project for 3 people, this much will be need. Okay, then we'll take 2 people for 2 months and 1 person for 3 months. So that is scheduling. Then and we'll finish within this time. Then staff means what are the other staffs been included, what are the risk, have we completed the analysis part properly, and abatement planning. Abatement planning means whenever if this part of the thing fails, what will we do? Suppose if you are coming out of a home, there is a risk that it will rain, so what you will do is always take an umbrella. So that is something like an abatement planning you are making, something like that. It's very quite similar to that. Okay, so if there is any abatement planning, then any other miscellaneous plans, such as if there is a fail, then we have an assurance plan, configuration management plan. This will see later. These are other plans. So whenever the estimation is made, the estimation is made is how much will be the cost, how long will it take, how much resources we have to put, how many person and the time needed, what is the staff size, and if there are any risk. These are the thing in making estimation. And we'll come to the models next. Okay, now project monitoring control activities. Okay, this part is planning. Okay, whatever I have told you about this one, this project planning, this one. Okay, now I'll come to what is called as a monitoring and control. Now this project monitoring and control activities are undertaken once the development starts. That means once we start doing conducting the class, then we have to make a monitor, right? So we have to start doing the monitoring, and we also have to control. Some people might overwork a day, so in that case we'll have to reduce their work. Some people might underwork, say like 5 hours they're working 2 hours, so we'll have to increase their time activity. Now the focus on this monitoring control activities is to ensure that software development goes as per the plan. Why you have to monitor is so that it goes as per the plan. Okay, now the same example if I drag back to you. Okay, I'll take the same example here. Say you are planning for something like going for a picnic, so you did that estimate, that means your planning is done. Now next thing is, once the picnic is on the way, there is something called as monitoring, is it? And there is something called as, once the project is on the process, that means we have to do something like a monitoring and something called as a control. Okay, I hope I don't have to explain you. If you are on a picnic, there must be a monitor, and there must be somebody who will always tell you, hey, you don't do this, hey, you don't do that, don't go to the water, don't put too much of chili powder in the food. So that is all. Whenever the process is on the way, there is something called as monitoring and control. So once the project is on the way, we will start with this monitoring and control. Okay, in this case, whenever there is a monitoring and control, the project manager must have management techniques. He must be able to take decisions, and in case if he has any previous experience of the project, it will be very very helpful of the similar projects. Okay, so that is for today. I'll stop here. You check your notes. These things exactly I have done it from your notes only. If I go to your notes, you can see this one, unit 3. Oh, sorry. And that's unit 3, right? Yeah, this is software project management. Below you come this one, there is planning estimate, whichever I have done only 2 pages today. Whenever they make any estimate of the project, there is different type of models are there. Okay, so you see this one, project estimation techniques. We have done till here today, this part we have completed till here. The next one will be the estimation technique. There are different type of models that makes estimation. Okay, now this unit is very lengthy unlike unit 1 and 2, so go ahead and read this one, because when I go with this slide I'll be going a little bit faster because it's very long, it's very lengthy this one. Other units maybe were 15-20 pages, this is around 23-page unit. Okay, so I stop here today in case if you have any questions. Okay, Laura's asking me sir, college website. Yes. Okay, in case if you have any questions. Laura's asking me sir, yes. Let me read out your names for attendance now. I can see so many people here on the site. They are giving the attendance, but the concurrent viewers I can see only 12. Now I'll take the attendance. Okay, fine. I'll do it randomly. Say if you are present or not. Okay. One time, are you there? Anyway, there is a disconnection problem here. Okay. 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 Now I see. Okay, fine.